नमस्कार। आप सबका मेरे बरगद एक भारत के चैनल पे सबका स्वागत है। और आज ये मेरा दूसरा वीडियो है जो मैंने आपको प्रॉमिस किया था कि मैं जल्दी ही दूसरा वीडियो YouTube पे हम पोस्ट करेंगे। तो आज ये मेरा दूसरा वीडियो है। इससे पहले कि मैं आज का वीडियो शुरू करूं, मैं एक बात कहना चाहता हूं कि बहुत से लोग इस कंट्री में ऐसे हैं, हमारे अमेरिका में, जो नए हैं और हमारे फैमिली मेम्बर हैं या हमारे जानकार हैं जो कि बरसों से यहाँ रह रहे हैं। तो मैं कुछ वजह है जिसकी वजह से मैं जो ये आज का जो वीडियो है इसको मैं इंग्लिश में बोलना चाहता हूँ। इसकी कुछ वजह है। पहली वजह जो मैंने आपको बताया अभी कि काफ़ी हमारे मेंबर, फैमिली के मेंबर और फ्रेंड्स लोग जो यहाँ पे हैं उनको थोड़ा हिंदी कम आती है या समझ नहीं पाते ठीक से। तो मैंने सोचा कि अब ये वाला वीडियो जो है मैं अब ये इंग्लिश में बोलूँगा। और दूसरी वजह ये है कि इतने साल से यहाँ पे रहते हुए, लोगों के साथ इंटरेक्शन करते हुए, लोगों से बात करते हुए, नोइंगली और अननोइंगली ऐसा होता है जैसा बहुत से लोगों के साथ होता होगा यहाँ भी और मेरे ख्याल में आजकल तो इंडिया में भी, कि जाने अनजाने में अचानक आप हिंदी में बोलते रहते हो और अचानक आप इंग्लिश में बोलना शुरू करते हो विदाउट नोइंग कि व्हाट हैज़ हैपेंड एंड एट व्हाट टाइम यू जस्ट चेंज टू इंग्लिश। ओ आई एम सॉरी, क्षमा कीजिएगा, जैसे कि अभी मेरा चेंज हो गया बोलने का तरीका। तो अब मैं कोशिश कर रहा हूँ, मैं सीख रहा हूँ। हो सकता है आने वाले कुछ टाइम पे मैं सीख जाऊँ ठीक से फिर से हिंदी बोलना, लेकिन माफ़ कीजिएगा आज के दिन मैं थोड़ा इंग्लिश में बोलना चाहता हूँ। तो चलिए, ये आज दूसरा टॉपिक है मेरा, आज के दिन दूसरा वीडियो है। तो आज का जो खास जो टॉपिक मैंने जो चूज़ किया है आज के लिए वो है आवर हिस्ट्री एंड इंट्रोडक्शन टू रिलीजन। सो लेट अस स्टार्ट विद आवर हिस्ट्री। बट बिफोर वी गो टू द रियल river of history, I want to start with the beginning. So I will start with the birth of our earth. See, I am a scientific person. I am a retired physician, so my education was from the scientific point of view, that a chemical subject and physical subject, biological subject. So my basic thinking is still scientific analysis, you know. So let us start the way I understand the situation at this point. So we will try to talk about birth of our earth. Now, I don't know when the birth happens of our earth, but the scientific theory, or I should say the hypothesis, is that everything started in our universe like a Big Bang theory. You must have heard about Big Bang theory. Physically, logically you can prove that, but physical point of view, as per evidence point of view, it is difficult to prove that theory. There are other theories, but this is one of the most popular theory. So we'll talk about the birth of our earth. And our earth belongs to another system which is called solar system. Now there are many solar systems and there are a part of galaxy, and there are many galaxies. I will just come to that in few minutes. But before that, I just want to make a statement. How big is universe? Where it starts, where it ends, we don't know. So, but if you look at in a philosophical way, it's like a oneness, or in English we call it universe. In our Sanatan Dharma, I think we refer to this universe as Brahmand. Brahmand is like a unity and oneness. So as per our Sanatan Dharma, the Sanatan Dharma is again a unity, and it is a concept from Brahmand, and Brahmand is like anything in this universe. Now I will talk about little bit about size of the universe. It is very difficult to estimate that, and my personal advice is don't try to calculate the size of this universe, because you will go mad and your mind will melt down. And I'm telling you why. I learned this from one of the scientific book many years back, that if you count the number of dust particle in 2-inch mud layer from whole USA, the whole USA, I mean the whole USA is roughly about 2,500 miles across from west to east, and it is 1,500 miles across from north to south. So if you calculate the number of dust particle in this area with 2-inch mud layer, that is the number of galaxy in this universe. So how many that? You are the boss. Now next, if we calculate the galaxy, I will come to the galaxy later, where the galaxy starts and what it is. In the whole universe, the scientific estimate is that we have at least 2 trillion galaxy in our universe. Now, one word of precaution in this. The number of galaxies that I just told you, that 2 trillion, these are the galaxies that you can see or you can estimate with mathematics, physics, or instrument or whatever. But as we know, and it has been proven before, that each of these galaxies are going away from each other, that they are expanding. That is a part of the Big Bang theory. So if these, and that also we all know that the speed at which some of these galaxies are traveling away from us, some of them, I mean some of them means trillion of them, they are traveling much faster than the speed of light. The problem here is that a lot of these galaxies, you will not see it, and you will never able to see it, because they are going away from you more than the speed of light. So don't go into that area. Let us concentrate about our own system here. So Earth is a part of one solar system. Sun is the center of that solar system, and this there are many solar systems in our galaxy. The name of our galaxy is Milky Way, and I will tell you the roughly the size of our galaxy. So Milky Way is the name of our galaxy, where we have our Earth. If I can tell you the size, let us see if you can understand this. It is like a disk, like a spiral galaxy. It's the kind of a galaxy which is called spiral galaxy, and it is a disk. That galaxy disk is roughly about 200 light years, 200,000 light years from one end to the other end, and the thickness of this galaxy is roughly about 100,000 light years. Now, what is light years? The light travels at the speed of 186,000 miles per second. So the light year, we calculate that the distance where a light will travel at this speed in a whole year, that is called 1 light year. Now keep on calculating. So as I told you that this is the size of our galaxy. Now Earth is a part of, I told you, one solar system, and there is a sun. Sun is considered to be the nearest biggest star that we can see. Now in our galaxy, which I told you the size, how many stars are there? As per scientific calculations, we have 400 billion stars in our Milky Way. That means 400 billion solar system, and as many as same amount of, maybe more, planets. So where we stand in all of this? I'm talking about our just one galaxy, that is Milky Way. We are just like a micro dust of a particle in our Milky Way galaxy. Now in the whole universe, where are you? What is your existence? Don't even try. You are not even an electron or a proton in the whole universe, even smaller than that. So your existence is very small. Now as we talk about Brahmand, now I wanted to correlate something that I graduated from medical school in 1982, and then I came to my home state, Uttar Pradesh, that is UP. I was staying with my parents, my father. In the eastern part of UP, my father was posted there, so I came to that place and I started my private practice in one of my maternal grandfather home. I mean Nana, that we call it Nana. So there was a room and I started my practice over there. There used to a sadhu who used to come to my clinic because he knew my Nanaji. So he came to me, and a few times he came and he asked me, can I go to the library? So there is a library of my Nanaji that has a lot of antique books and a lot of books over there. So he used to come and spend hours and hours in that library to scanning all those books and all those things. So one day we got into argument because he was sadhu and I was hardly 26, 28 years old. That was the time when we, our good, like me, young boy at that time, we thought that, oh, we are the top of the world, or we know everything, and my parents are stupid, they don't know anything, we are the boss, we know everything. And I had a sense of atheist, that I was not believing in religion and God. So that was the time when I got into argument with this sadhu. Now, this sadhu, he was not from India, he was sadhu, he was in a small town, but he was from Germany, he was a German sadhu. So I asked him one day, tell me, we talk about all the time God, I have God, Christians have God, Muslims have God, everybody has a God. What about the God of the animals? Do they have God? And when the life start on this earth, who created God? Me, or it was created by nature, or what? So he was very excited. He told me, look, Dr. Sahai, I am going to tell you one hypothesis. Now this is just a hypothesis. Don't consider that this is a proven thing or everybody believe in that. But now I'm going to tell you something now. So what he told me, I still remember. That word still rings in my ear. He told me that life is like a special beam of light. If you don't call it light, call it life is a beam of energy. Capable of, now listen what I'm just quoting his exact word. this beam of energy is capable of traveling billion times faster than the light, and it can pierce through billion of stars without any deviation in its path. So this was the sentence that he told me. We know that there are theoretical particles which is called tachyon that travel faster than light. It is still a theory, but at least there is a concept that there is a tachyon. Now at this point, this beam of life that he explained that way, that it can travel billions of sun, billions of galaxies in no time, much faster than light. What is this actually? After so many years of my life, I came to realize that in Sanatan Dharma, just listen to me, we, as I told you before, there is a Brahmand. Who created? Nobody knows. How far it is, how long it is, nobody knows. This is called Brahmand. Somebody must be controlling this. That is number one concept. Second thing, this beam of light, I just talk about that. That is from that German sadhu. What actually he is talking about? Now I am realizing in Sanatan Dharma there is something called Atma. It is energy which cannot be created, cannot be destroyed. It can change form. It can travel much faster than anybody else in no time. So I am still not sure, but if you believe something like this, theoretical possibility of like this, then we should say, okay, let it be Atma. In my mind, in my understanding, I consider this as an Atma, a life being. First thing, Brahmand, which is like the whole universe. Now, that was for my understanding, that was for my mind. This is just for me. I don't mean that I can impose this concept or this knowledge to anybody else. You are the judge, you make your own decision, but this is what my impression is. Now, the next I'm going to talk about is history, like a proper history. Now, I don't want to go too much detail into ancient history, medieval history, modern history, ultra-modern, this and that. I will just talk about only two aspects of history. One is called prehistoric period and the other one is called historic period. Now, what is the difference? The difference is this. Before the record of human activity, that is called prehistoric period. Now, after that there is some evidence or some recording of human activity on our planet, then it is called historic history. So this we will talk about next. Now, if we talk about prehistoric period, let me start from this aspect. It is believed and it has been estimated that Earth is 4.5 billion years old. Now, out of this, half of the Earth's life, like 2.5 billion approximately, 2.5 billion, up to that point, the Earth was very hostile to life. There was no life, it was just an Earth. At that point, roughly about 4.5 out of that, 2.5 billion ago, a one cell organism starts growing. What happened? How it started? We're not sure. How the life started on this planet. So this is the way we say that this life started. Now let us go fast forward. From that point, we are going to the human history. The historic period where we have an activity of human existence. That historic period we can say from prehistoric period, that time was roughly about 2.5 million to 300,000, like 3000 BC, before Christ. So from 2.5 million to 300,000 before Christ, that was the time when human activity starts growing. You can have some evidence of that activities. And what activities we came through that, I'm going to, this period, I'm going to try to, this was the human history. At that point, it was called Stone Age. So from 2.5 million to 300,000 BC, roughly to that point, it was called historic time, and out of that 2.5 million to 3,000, it is called recorded history. But this one called Stone Age. How long was the Stone Age? 2.5 million to 300,000 BC, 3000 BC. Now this time period has been called Stone Age. For understanding, we divide this Stone Age into three parts: Old Stone Age, Middle Stone Age, and New Stone Age. So let me give you some perspective of these Stone Age. The first one was Old Stone Age, that started from 2.5 million years all the way up to the 10,000 BC. During this time, this is called Stone Age, Old Stone Age. Human beings were just using natural object of stone to use it as a tool. At this point, most of the human beings were hunters and gatherers, and they were using basic tools. But the game-changing event that happened during this time was human being was able to tame the fire. Because before that, human being or human ancestors, they were living on the tree. What made them to come out of tree in the field and starts living in the field? But to do that, there was too much danger of wild animals and all those things. So how can you survive? How can you save yourself? So this is what my thinking is that it is the fire, that they tame the fire, that they can control the fire. That's why they keep all these dangers away, and they start growing up from here. Then comes the Middle Age. The Middle Age or the Middle Stone Age started from 10,000 BC all the way up to the 8,000 BC. At this point, human beings started to using spears, javelins, bow and arrow, and at this point, mostly they were living as a nomadic life, that like they were just nomadics. They were traveling from one place to other place, make a shelter somewhere and starts staying there. During this time, they were settling near the fertile land, because the game-changing events that happened during this time, it was they started farming. So when they started farming, they started trying to settle down. So hunting was not their primary profession, but now they start farming. That starts to growing up. So that was called Middle Stone Age. Now there comes to the New Stone Age, that started from 8,000 BC to the 3,000 BC. This is the time when we see full culture activity, agriculture, and there was the game-changing events that happens was domestication of the animals during this time. The tools becomes very sophisticated and very sharp and very long-lasting, and very sophisticated tools and weapons, And at this point, the human being started to having a permanent settlement. Now, after that, beyond 4000 BC, 3000 BC, we call it ancient recorded history. That was the Stone Age was the evidence of human activities. But now, after 3000 BC, we call it recorded history, because at this point, you can see history on the record. So, and this recorded history, we are going to divide this history into, and believe me, I'm not talking about ancient, medieval, or old history or new history. I'm just talking about the evidence which we have about this history. So in this recorded history, I will talk about two main events. The first one is called Bronze Age. The Bronze Age was from 3000 BC to 1300 BC. We used to have bronze tools and weapons during this time, and the human being have developed the animal-driven cart, and the major events happen at this time. The game-changing thing, but I keep on telling you, the game-changing thing which is happening now is called invention of the wheel and textiles and clothes. Now, if you recall, you will recall later when I give you more history. During this time, 3000 BC to 1300 BC, during this time, roughly, the old Egyptian civilization was in full swing. And whatever pyramids that you see, the Gizeh pyramid, the other pyramids that you see, Saqqara pyramid, Djoser pyramid, all those pyramids were constructed during this time. So that's why most of historians, you will hear them, that they only talk about that this type of civilization, Bronze Age. How could they construct such a big pyramids without even invention of wheel? Because you remember, the wheel was invented after that. So this is called Bronze Age. The bronze was a malleable metal. It was soft, it was not very hard. So how they carved the stone and the granite during that time with just a soft metal, it was very unimaginable thing. How could they do it? At that time also, the game changing was textiles and clothing, that also developed during that time. From 1300 BC to 900 BC, this is called Iron Age. Then the human being developed much sophisticated, much harder, and the metallurgy came into existence, and this iron metal was invented, and then the invention of sword and spears and your armor and lot of things came into existence. So I just wanted to stop here just for a second. Remember our religion, all the big religion? If you try to recall Hindu religion means two big epics like Ramayana and Mahabharata. All of these have such advanced technology that they have a bow and arrow, they have a sword, they have a flying viman and all those things. How old these are? I mean, you have to discard some theory. If you believe in that, then this Iron Age, human being, this Mahabharata and Ramayana, as per your evidence, should not be older than 1300 BC. Because during that time the Iron Age started, sword and all those things. But if you discard this, then you can believe on that. The old Mahabharata, old Ramayana, anything, anything like that. So I wanted to stop here just one more time here and tell you that all those religion started during this time, just before this, Iron Age or Bronze Age. During that time the religion started. I will talk about more of the religion later, but this is the time when some religion started. So that was the time. So after this, there are other game-changing events happen, and I will talk to you about that again. One thing I remember, it is called Gunpowder Age. Roughly